It is now 1:40 p.m. and the regular City Council special meeting for the City of Compton. Tuesday, August the 4th is now in session. Madam City Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Duhart,
Here.
Councilmember Spicer, Councilmember Bowers, who is attempting to join online, Councilmember Darton,
Here.
Mayor Sharif.
Here.
You have a quorum. And
Will you please
is-
stand for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance? Madam City Clerk?
Madam Mayor, we move to public comment on closed session items.
Okay, we don't seem to have any comments for a closed session because it's just on closed session item. Just closed session. Okay. Thank you, Madam City Clerk. Now we have we need a motion to reconvene closed session.
You want
To
to
convene closed session. Yep. Need a motion to convene to closed session.
So moved. Second.
Madam City Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Duhart,
Yes.
Councilmember Spicer, Councilmember Bowers, Councilmember Darton,
Yes.
Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
You adjourn to closed session at 1:39 p.m. and Mr. City Manager, you'll read out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. We have 4 items listed on closed session today. The first is public employment, title City Controller, pursuant to Government Code Section 54957B1. The second item is conference with legal counsel regarding existing litigation, Henry Ramy versus City of Compton, LASC, case number 24CMCV00194, pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9C or D1. Thirdly, we have a conference with legal counsel and anticipated litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D4 to consider initiation of litigation in 3 cases. And lastly, we have listed conference with legal counsel and anticipated litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9E1 or D2 and E1 because there is a significant exposure to litigation in 3 cases. That's what we have listed for closed session today.
We have a roll call to go to closed session?
We
No?
did it.
Okay, thank you. We're now in closed session.
Okay.
Motion to reconvene from closed session.
So moved. Second.
Roll call, Madam City Clerk.
Councilmember Duhart,
Yes.
Councilmember Spicer, Councilmember Bowers,
Yes.
Councilmember Darden,
Yes.
Mayor Sharif. You reconvene at 3:09 p.m.
Madam City Clerk,
You need to read out a
report
closed
out from
session.
closed session. Is the report going to be done by the attorney?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. In closed session, the City Council met for an item about public employment. The title was City Controller pursuant to Government Code Section 54957B1, and direction was given to staff, and no further action was taken at this time. Second, the City Council met for a conference with legal counsel for existing litigation for a case entitled Henry Ramey v. City of Compton, and that's Los Angeles case number 24 CMCB 00194, pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9C or D1. Direction was given to legal counsel, and no further action was taken at this time. Third, the City Council met for a conference with legal counsel for anticipated litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D4 to consider initiation of litigation in 3 cases. Council gave direction to legal counsel on the first 2 matters, and no further action was taken at this time as to those 2 matters. As to the third matter, that matter was tabled for discussion. Finally, fourth, the City Council met for a conference with legal counsel for anticipated litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9E or D2 and E1 because there is significant exposure to litigation in 3 cases. Direction was given to council in 2 matters. No further action was taken at this time. And there was a third matter, however, that matter was also tabled for discussion. And that's all that happened in closed session.
Thank you. Madam City Clerk,
Madam Mayor, now you
public comments.
report. We move to public comments on agenda items and non-agenda matters.
Okay, thank you. We do not have any didn't anyone sign up for the public comments section? So if there's anyone that wants to speak, you can please come to the podium.
First of all, Mayor, Tanya Lewis, 1st District. First of all, Mayor, I want to say this here, and I should have said it last week. I was the one talking. I left out of here without telling you. I just left. But I was the one talking along with Vanessa. It was not Missy at all. I don't know how you got Missy into our conversation, me and Vanessa. She was not in a conversation with us. It was just us two. Another thing, this here traveling, city manager on the report, is the date wrong? Because it says January the 5th, 2026. That's 7 months ago, 8 months ago. Is that date wrong?
Yes, it's an error that we're going to correct.
Oh, okay. Another thing. I would like to know these litigations, and every time Isaac read the numbers and tell us, but that's all we get is numbers. Do we get anything on why they suing, how much they suing? Do we get any of that, or we don't get it at all? Until the case is closed, over with, we know what happened to the person. Because about a month ago, city manager, you said, if I could recall, because I wasn't here that day, I watched it on YouTube, that a lady from beautification got $75,000, if I'm mistaken. But that's what I heard. And the next week when I did come, I asked Missy, and she didn't know who the lady was. I want to know, was it a slip or fall? Did she break her leg? Did she break her neck? What happened that she got $75,000? And you said from beautification. So what is she doing to sue the city? Do you know that? Do you recall?
Madam Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I know this is public comment, and we don't necessarily respond, but I would think that there may be an advantage to the city attorney responding to say what we can
And
tell
cannot
you,
cannot say.
what we cannot.
Okay,
So,
because that seemed like to me it was settled when you put a number out there, $75,000. So did we pay the lady, and what did she break to get $75,000?
And I was waiting for you to finish your statement.
Okay.
To ask him to respond,
Okay,
because I didn't want to take away your minutes.
okay. I only have 25 seconds, so I'll sit down. You can explain.
Thank you. To answer your original comment, each time we come back from closed session, there are instances where I do report what occurred. However, when there's a settlement, we do report the numbers that the case was settled for. And so in that particular instance, yes, the case was settled for $75,000. If the case wasn't settled and there was general litigation strategy that occurs during closed session, we are not capable of reporting out what the strategy was. We can only report out the results of the litigation. So if I don't say a number for a settlement or something to that effect, it's because nothing has happened yet. But once that occurrence does occur, I will provide that information. We want to make sure that we're transparent about it. As to that particular case, I don't know specifically whether it was a slip and fall, but I can come back and let you know at the next upcoming meeting. Or if you discuss it with me, I can take a look at the information and then let you know the nature of the case. But yes, it was settled for $75,000 in that instance.
Good evening, Council. I'm Missy, City of Compton, resident of the City of Compton. First and foremost, let me make this really clear. I'm a woman of integrity. And last week, something was said to me inaccurate. And I would like to apologize if I was out of character, because that's not my character. But when you're accused of something, things happen. So all I could say that I apologize for whatever, but I was caught up in something that didn't cause for me to be removed. I would like to talk about the item 8 and 9 are duplicates. And I'm looking over here where it says license taxes. And if you all choose to put extra taxes on these businesses, they will leave. I was reading an article up in Sacramento, Northern California, where this happened to businesses. They left. They left the whole shopping center and was nothing there but just car dealerships. No eateries, no nothing. So I'm asking you, council, to at least give these industry businesses a tax break if we want to see our city flourish. We don't have that many choices of restaurants or businesses here, but whatever we have here, we need to try and keep it here. 8, the charter. I agree that you guys should pass item 7. Since we have new commissioners, charter commissioners coming, we need to keep them opposed to eliminating. So I ask that you guys find it in your heart, your mind, your spirit, your body to not eliminate number 7. Get rid of the number 8 and 9. And like I said, I apologize, even though I was put out of the chambers inaccurate because I wasn't talking, but my integrity caused me to come and apologize to you guys.
Are there any other speakers?
Vanessa. Number 8, you know, it's interesting how you can, everything here is a tax. No creative thinking whatsoever of how you can move this, obtain money for the city. To tax, 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 tax. Now, if you're gonna tax anybody, tax people who can pay for it. Don't tax it where businesses like these along the 91 freeway. That doesn't even make sense. You already done gave all of Carson away, and you see what they did on the other side of the 91 freeway. Mr. Grooms understand, because he worked for Carson. But when you look back on the other side, the north side of the 91 freeway, in comparison to the south side of the freeway, they seem to be doing okay. But you want to tax, I'm not for trucking yards and all that kind of stuff, but at least we don't want it on us. So eliminate this. One of the things you do need to focus on, though, is eliminating all those fix-it shops on Rosecrans. That's my pet peeve. They were gone under the Bradley administration, and you guys let them come back. We have car fix-it shops all down Rosecrans, repair shops all down all of these streets. Eradicate all of that. And my other pet peeve, I want to get rid of these raggedy neighborhoods. So we need to really start looking at gentrification. I mean, God, what is the word I'm looking for? Nah, we're not mediating. We want them tore down. Eminent domain, that's my thought. I think we need to really start looking at that. I don't care about the fight. Y'all don't care about it either. So we need to start removing that stuff, because if we have an Eden Canyon fire, we have anything like that, Compton will burn in 1 minute. We won't even last as long. You can't even get a fire truck down those streets. Those streets are so narrow, and you have cars parked on both sides. It's like it's a third world country over there. It's beyond a third world country, because some of the third world countries I've been to, I wouldn't even equate that with it. It's that bad. And we have plenty neighborhoods like that. We have the Fruits, we have the Flats, we have these mobile home parks. All of them are fire zones, and we need to get rid of them. We haven't done anything to eradicate the trash out of Compton. Start looking at that.
Anthony Lewis, concerned citizen of Compton. I attended the Charter Review Commission meeting yesterday, and I brought up 4 things that I thought we should be able to put on the ballot for this year to be voted on. And I kept them kind of simple just to get them put in there. I know it's too late to do it, because the Charter Review Commission would have had to vote on it, to pass it on to you, for you all to try to put it on the ballot. But that was my intent, to try to get those things on the ballot, because they're needed. One of them dealt with the city clerk, another one dealt with the Historic Society or Historic Preservation, another one dealt with the residency, and the 4th one dealt with council being compensated or changed, give them a salary. But those things were not there. I thought I'd bring them up. I had went through a whole lot to try to create a miracle, because I do believe in miracles. Unfortunately, this time, it may not happen. But again, to put those things on the, send them to the registrar in a deadline period of time. You could have worked out all of the details later, but I just thought I would bring that up there. And again, in line with what Missy and Ms. Lewis was saying, I think last week's meeting was a little bit different. And I believe that there's another person that needs to apologize. But I'm not going to bring it out, and we're going to see what's going to happen. But that there's another person that's in the atmosphere that needs to apologize to this city council. Thank you.
Are there any other comments from the council? I mean, from the audience?
And Madam Mayor, you have 2 online that have their hand raised and 1 letter here,
2 online?
and 1 letter.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Council. Fidel Marcus, District 1. I'm also opposed to item 8 and 9 on these tax measures for the November ballot. As I'm reading the staff report, it stated that it will generate $10 million in revenue. Then it also went on to say that the proceeds would go to the general fund and can be spent on any lawful municipal purpose. In one of the staff reports that I came across, the very first one talked about reef pavement. So here we go again with fixing streets. We have Measure P with no sunset clause. We don't know where that money goes to yearly. Well, we know, but we were sold on fixing the streets. Here we go with another tax initiative that you want the voters to vote for. We do it last minute like we do everything else. And this also doesn't have a sunset clause, which is concerning to me. I've never seen a city put a tax measure on the taxpayers and doesn't have a sunset clause. We need to start putting this, when you're bringing this to the voters for transparency reasons. You just can't put a tax on someone and have it for the life of the city. I mean, it's just an ongoing thing, a tax, but we call ourselves a financially challenged city with a high unemployment rate. So I don't understand how you just, I mean, there's a Southern California Edison tax, a DMV tax, a measure, I mean, it's just a tax after a tax. When will we get a break? Thank you.
Lynn Boone, City of Compton. As far as, excuse me, number 5, you know, it's been many of times that this mayor has made mistakes in putting people out, and never an apology from her or the council. And the council really doesn't realize that you guys are all one. The mayor is the overseer, not even overseer, but addressing how the meeting is going to occur. But as council members, you still have the right to vote or challenge what is being done. And I thank Ms. Arsenault for doing it at one meeting when she was in office, when the mayor had made a mistake about putting someone out. Anyway, and I want to go on to on item number 6. I don't know if Mr. Grooms is familiar with it, but there is a reimbursement paper statement about travel. These council members and the mayor, they're all responsible for providing something to the people when they come back from spending our money. If you're planning on using the credit card again, you shouldn't be. But before they get reimbursed or paid, they're supposed to provide information, what they learned, what they did. And they never do. So why should we be paying them for a free day or to just be gone? Then items 8 and 9, you do this every time when you want to fool the people. You wait till the last minute to try to put something on the agenda to be placed on the ballot, and the people aren't familiar as to what's going on. That's the same way CA was done. CA, it's really going to be illegal when it is sent to Sacramento to be accepted, because right now it's just received and filed. Because you did not go through the entire entire charter to change the things for the city attorney. So there's still items there that still address the city attorney at the presence that it's in now, and not what you want to change it to. And it's really, really bad, and it's going to take a lawsuit from us because you will not provide a city attorney for the people of Compton. And it's sad, it really is. A charter city is supposed to be governed by the people, but you guys have put it in a whole nother light and taken a different step by not even addressing the charter at all, not even reading it. And we are a charter city. It's just sad. And then you're going to put someone up here as an acting when this person doesn't even qualify for the residency. And Eric's supposed resignation is dated in December.
Is there anyone here that would like to speak? Thank you.
Rhonda. Good afternoon. My name is Luis Candelario. I was born and raised in the city of Compton. I'm an anthropologist and a geographer. The topic I'm bringing up is about the charter addressing technology, AI. Recently, I noticed that Wilson Park put up flock surveillance cameras, that they've also been put up on Compton Boulevard, Long Beach Boulevard, Lueders Park. And as an anthropologist and as a geographer, these are really, really bad things. And just as a historical lesson, in 2007, the US Army tried to use anthropologists to do research in the Middle East. The American Anthropological Association said, no, it's unethical. We will not be involved in anything that diminishes life. And that's because during World War II, before the atomic bomb was dropped, the US government used geographers and anthropologists to look at Japan, to look at what cities still had the largest population densities, what cities still had the most cultural monuments, the biggest economies, because they wanted to destroy a population's psyche, their culture, every part about them. These flock cameras are militarized mass surveillance on a level that we've never seen. They've removed the ethical anthropologist, the ethical geographer, the ethical human being, and now anyone in a car with a Bluetooth device that includes a smartwatch, earbuds, cell phones can now have their face recognition paired with their data and have their data accessed. And now we've just given them an open key to this. In a city developed for white residents and later pushed out by white flight anthropology, I would think that this is one of the biggest topics that we should be discussing in our charters of, okay, these things were done to us in the past, and now technology is removing any sense of ethical boundaries between residents, technology companies, residents, and local community leaders. But we haven't. These cameras just went up, and the excuse was they worked in Lueders Park 2 months ago, so we're going to put them all over the city. As an anthropologist, I'm attempting to understand what made Wilson Park different from the other parks. I'm talking to local leaders. I'm talking to church leaders. I'm talking to everyone that uses the parks, because trying to understand what made peace, prosperity, and cleanliness, and how to spread that is more important than trying to track surveillance every single citizen in this country, this city, and beat them into submission. Thank you.
Can you spell your last name for the record?
C-A-N.
Thank you.
Okay, so now
We
the two
good.
speakers on the phone. Okay.
Are they ready?
Hello?
We
Hello,
hear
can you
you.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, hi. My name is Tyrone Bennett. I'm with Supernova. I was asked to join today. I think been presented to your city manager is a power purchase, a PPA with Supernova for renewable energy. Supernova is a commercial-based renewable energy company. And what we have for you is the opportunity to which we install renewable energy on commercial grade properties, that being building rooftops, open land. We also install EV chargers, fast charge DC charger, EV chargers. And we do so on a raised size of property. We can a minimum of 1 acre, a minimum of 450 square feet. If it's a rooftop, we come in and fully renovate the property, the roof for itself, after our assessment to install the solar arrays. And all that we provide is at no cost no out-of-pocket cost to the client, to the host. We do not lease your property. We do not put lien on the property. The PPA that is there before you is the agreement that forms a partnership between Supernova and the entity, and you all, your council. And what that will allow us to do as we are assessing the property, we will work with the utility companies and various off-takers to determine the revenue that will be generated. And that revenue will come back to you all, and we will split that revenue at a 50-50 net profit split. And so all of our products comes with a 30-year warranty, 30-year insured, fully maintained, no out-of-pocket costs. We maintain it, we upgrade it, we prepare it, it's insured. And so I just want to speak on that, and also if there are any questions regarding the PPA.
Please state your name for the record. We know Supernova.
Yes, I'm
Tyrone
sorry. My name
Bennett.
is Tyrone Bennett, yes.
Thank you.
It says Ty Bennett on the thing, so Tyrone.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. State your name for the record.
First of all, I want to apologize. My name won't change on the screen to Rodney Lister, but it's Rodney Lister, District 3. And the comment I have is regards to agenda items 8 and 9. Mostly questions that I hope come up when the council was discussing these items. I came a couple of weeks ago and I asked about a survey that was put out, and wanted to know if we could get a report on the why and the how comes behind the survey. And then 3 or 4 weeks later, this item's coming before council to vote, to come before the voters. So maybe during the discussion, during the conversation, it can be shared as to why the tax benefits that come through will be discretionary versus non-discretionary, locking it into these funds can only be used for street projects only, or these funds could be used for this or X or Y only. Maybe we could discuss why now versus waiting to 2028, when the public can be more of a participants in this process. I don't have anything negative to say about council, but it just seems kind of nefarious that this is going on in such a rushed manner. It makes you wonder who's pushing this. I don't think council's pushing this, but I'd be remiss to think that outside sources weren't behind this. I look at the back of documentation, and when it references outside cities that were used to see the tax base, why wasn't the city of Carson included in what they charge? Why wasn't the city of Long Beach? They are neighboring cities. not the city of players. A previous speaker spoke about why is there no sunset clause? There's language in there that said voters can overturn this, but why is there no sunset clause? And was there a business analysis done to see if there is a potential that businesses might leave Compton? Because the only benefit to being in Compton is the tax relief that they were getting. So hopefully that all comes out in this discussion. Not my intent to be adversarial on this matter at all, but it just seems like a lot of things were pushed through. Majority of the people didn't know about this. Yes, it doesn't impact the average homeowner, but potentially impacting the city as a whole is concerning. Thank you.
Madam City Clerk,
I think we have one more caller on the line.
one more call. But the person that just spoke, do you guys have a kind of a write-up as to what he was actually saying, because it was hard for us to hear?
That was Rodney Lister, and what I heard was he was concerned about item 8 and 9, and that he previously inquired about the survey, and he was looking for information about the survey. He was questioning why we were doing it, and why couldn't we wait till December 2028? That's what I heard.
Okay, thanks.
Is the last speaker able to speak?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Ron L. Dow, Chair, Concerned Citizens of Compton Charter Review Committee. Good evening, Mayor and councilpersons. I'm speaking to item number 7, which I support, extending the Charter Review Committee through December 2028. The staff report notes that meaningful charter revision requires workshops, stakeholder meetings, neighborhood presentations, educational materials, research, and a charter review handbook to improve transparency and accessibility. The city charter is often described as a city's constitution. It sets the framework for local government, how power is distributed, how decisions are made, and how elected officials are held accountable. Because it will govern Compton for decades, it should reflect the informed judgment of the entire community. Community involvement should begin before decisions are finalized. Residents should help identify problems, compare solutions, review draft language, and understand the consequences before anything goes to the ballot. Community consensus is desirable, but it does not require unanimity. In Compton, it means hearing from residents across every district and neighborhood. It also means explaining which recommendations were accepted or rejected and demonstrating how public testimony shaped the final language. This is an opportunity to rebuild public trust and transform the relationship between City Hall and the people it serves. Our educational institutions should become formal partners. Compton Unified students should conduct neighborhood history projects, youth surveys, mock charter conventions, and public presentations, learning that government is something that they can shape. Compton College faculty and students could prepare plain language materials, conduct surveys, organize forums, and document public testimony. Cal State Dominguez Hills could contribute governing research, fiscal analysis, and comparative charter studies, facilitation, and independent evaluation. The committee's 122 discussion items are a valuable starting point, not final recommendations. They should serve as a framework for public education, deliberation, and refinement. I also acknowledge the public comments and correspondence included in the agenda package. Residents have already contributed ideas, questions, criticism, and institutional memory. Those voices should be cataloged, addressed, and carried forward, not merely received and filed. Let's use this extension to produce more than a revised charter. Let's produce a charter that reflects Compton's shared values, earns public confidence, and strengthens our city for the next generation. And by the way, as I close, this was good staff work. Thank you.
Madam City Clerk, is that the end? Do we have anyone else online?
You have one more caller who's raised their hand, and then Councilman Bowers says that he has a caller on the line that would like to speak.
Councilman Bauer says he has someone on the line. Okay.
Well, the person sent me a message and said they've been waiting to speak. They haven't been acknowledged.
What did you hear?
No.
Have you raised your hand? You have to raise your hand on the Zoom to be recognized.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. State your name for the record.
Madam Mayor, City Council, my name is Dr. Carl Frederick Martin. I'm currently in Botswana creating cultural exchange opportunities and foreign direct investment. It has been my priority to represent Compton positively and to work with out issues in a manner that is professional and not divisive in our city. A few weeks ago, a council member communicated that Compton Kids Club owes the city money for a previous lease without providing full context. A large portion of what the city is claiming Compton Kids Club owe, the city is charging Compton Kids Club for a lease when the whole world was shut down during the pandemic. Other tenants in the property did not have to pay. The city is only trying to collect from Compton Kids Club. This was stated and verified in a council meeting by Nebraska, who has since been fired. Nebraska targeted CKC, and I have several people communicate to me his plan to target CKC. CKC is a free after-school program. We start at 4 p.m. and had to be out of the office out of the building at 6 p.m. If we had Saturday classes, we were expected to pay additional money to get into our own space. We had a studio. Most studio work is done in the evening. If I had projects to record, we would have to rent another studio because we couldn't use our own studio after 6 or pay staff overtime to open the gate to get into the space. I tried for years to amend the lease, but with the constant changing of city managers, it was extremely difficult to do. I sent several emails to council to resolve, no response. I brought $100,000 cashier check to resolve the issue and was met at the reception desk by ACM Trefenia Simmons that rejected it. For 3 years, no one has tried to resolve this issue that is now being used to attack political opponents while hurting the very youth they claim to support. The council member that brought this issue out publicly was supported by this organization with the Youth Vote Initiative, wrote a letter to the city manager to resolve the issue, and was given donations by myself supporting him while running for council. What changed? One of our students ran for City Council District 4, did a Fox interview announcing her candidacy, and the same night I received a threatening phone call from the council member asking, "What are you doing? You're messing up my plan." And I was told, "We are not on the same team no more," because this council member was running a candidate in District 4. This is the context of our situation, but here are the questions of equity. Why is there a lease for an organization using 4,000 square feet, but the lease says 600 square feet classroom, and the lease has been expired for several years? Why is there an organization proposed to receive $800,000 who's brand new to the city, but organizations like mine or Martha's has proven service to Compton not supported? How can the city forgive Danny Bakewell $3.2 million and he is allowed to continue to do business with the city of Compton, but not a program that offers free services? Why are there countless of organizations allowed to use Dollar High for free for their programs and events? Why do the same organizations receive grants? Why don't they ever present in front of council before receiving grants? I usually subscribe to change don't take place on a bridge, but in a small room with powerful people. But sometimes you got to get on that bridge. Evil will always win if good simply shuts up. Thank you for this time. I will continue to represent Compton positively, locally, on the global stage.
Okay, Madam Mayor, that concludes the online callers, and I have a letter that I will read that was submitted. Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council, regarding opposition to proposed industrial warehouse business license tax measure. On behalf of Prologis, we respectfully oppose the proposed industrial warehouse business license tax that the city is considering placing before Compton voters. We recognize the city's responsibility to maintain infrastructure, support public safety, and fund essential municipal services. However, the proposed measure would place a disproportionate share of that responsibility on a single segment of Compton's business community, even though the services identified in the measure benefit residents, visitors, and businesses citywide. The proposal would authorize an annual business license tax of up to $1 per square foot on certain industrial, warehouse, and manufacturing facilities associated with large truck activity, while largely exempting other commercial businesses. The resulting revenue could be used for broad governmental purposes, including street maintenance, police and emergency response, sewer and storm drain repairs, drinking water protection, and other general public services. If these are community-wide priorities, they should be supported through a broad-based and equitable revenue strategy, not through a tax that singles out one industry. Industrial businesses already make substantial contributions to Compton's fiscal and economic health. In addition to property taxes, business license fees, permit fees, utility charges, and other local revenues. Industrial development frequently funds significant public infrastructure as a condition of project approval. These investments may include roadway widening, intersection improvements, traffic signals, stormwater systems, utility upgrades, sidewalks, landscaping, and other improvements that become long-term public assets. Industrial facilities also generally impose relatively modest demands on many municipal services. Warehouses and manufacturing facilities typically have lower employee densities than many commercial uses, generate limited demand for parks, libraries, and recreational facilities, and often provide private security, maintenance, and on-site infrastructure. Freight activity can contribute to roadway wear, but those impacts are already evaluated and mitigated through development impact fees, transportation studies, fair share contributions, infrastructure improvements, and project-specific conditions of approval. The proposed tax would add a recurring operating charge without accounting for those existing contributions. We are also concerned that the tax structure bears little relationship to the impact cited in the proposed measure. Although the proposal references facilities with large truck activity, the tax would be calculated solely on building square footage. Two facilities of the same size could generate vastly different truck volumes, employment levels, and demands on city services, yet they would be taxed identically. At the same time, non-industrial businesses that may generate significant traffic or municipal service demands would not be subject to the tax. If the city's objective is to address freight-related impacts, a square footage tax is an imprecise tool that does not reasonably correlate to actual truck activity or service demand. The measure would also send a concerning message to existing employers and businesses considering investment in Compton. Industrial development is a major source of private capital, jobs, economic activity, and long-term public revenue. A recurring tax based on building area, regardless of profitability, business performance, or actual municipal impacts, would create a substantial new operating expense. That cost will inevitably be considered when companies decide whether to renew a lease, expand an existing operation, or invest in a new facility. In a competitive regional market, an industry-specific tax could place Compton at a disadvantage relative to neighboring jurisdictions, discourage reinvestment, and ultimately weaken the city's employment base and future tax revenues. For these reasons, we respectfully urge the City Council not to advance the proposed measure in its current form. Should the city determine that additional revenue is necessary, we encourage the Council to consider a more balanced approach that distributes responsibility equitably among those who benefit from city services and evaluates the cumulative taxes, fees, and infrastructure obligations already borne by local businesses. We appreciate the opportunity to provide these comments and welcome the opportunity to work collaboratively with the city on solutions that protect essential public services while preserving Compton's economic competitiveness, employment base, and ability to attract continued investment. Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, Danielle Certain O'Leary, Vice President, Municipal Engagement and Economic Development, Prologis.
Is that all the comments?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We are now at, the item number 5 is being removed, and we're moving on to the city manager's report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The next item is item number 6. And as mentioned earlier, the item is incorrectly titled. It uses the title for a Sacramento legislative tour, but the item included in the agenda actually addresses correctly the matter. This is to authorize travel to attend the 2026 League of California Cities Annual Conference and Expo. The purpose of this item is to understand which council members intend to attend the meeting. And we outline here that the dates are September 23rd through the 25th of this year. The registration cost is approximately $725 per attendee with a $75 maximum per diem. And it will come from the general fund, and right now we'd like to ask which council members are planning to attend.
May we have a motion?
Yes, motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Now, on this item, have the corrections already been made on this already?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And because Councilman Bowers is not here, I'm going to be calling the roll on all of the items so we don't have to vote and then ask him to vote.
Okay.
So I'll take the roll as far as who's attending.
Okay.
Mayor Sharif,
When is it, September?
23rd through 25th.
Yes.
Councilmember Duhart,
No.
Councilmember Bowers,
Yes.
Councilmember Darden.
Yes.
Okay, we have 3 members who will be attending, 1 no and 1 absence. Now we'll
Okay.
have roll call. Councilmember Duhart,
Yes.
Councilmember Spicer, Councilmember Bowers,
Yes.
Councilmember Darden,
Yes.
Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
You move to item 7, update on Charter Review Committee and approval to amend Resolution 26-357, extending committee term and scope through December 31st, 2028. Is there a motion?
Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Is there a motion?
Bowers motioned. Is there a second?
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Okay, Madam City Clerk.
Is there a presentation?
Number 7.
Yeah.
I believe, Mr. Young, did you have something?
No, we're going to present to you. You didn't have to have this
I think,
motion and
yeah.
a second. Ms.
Yeah.
Benz?
Yeah, Ms. Benz is coming down.
Ms. Benz was staffing the Charter Committee, and they concluded their meetings yesterday, and she's going to give a summary report on their actions.
Thank you very much. Tamara Benz, Assistant City Manager. To the Mayor and the honorable members of the City Council and members of the public, I just wanted to provide a very brief update that our Charter Committee has met from April of this year until yesterday on August 3rd. In the staff report, we have about 10 pages of recommendations that the members of the committee discussed. No formal action was taken by members of the committee because, as we've heard some members of the public state, the committee felt that they needed more time to have public input and make sure that we have robust civic engagement. So being that items are due to the registrar recorder this coming Friday on August 7th, in order to make it for the ballot, they have to be at the county by August 14th. The Charter Committee yesterday had our very last meeting, and we have brought forth a recommendation asking to extend the Charter Committee up through December 31st of 2028. I am here to answer questions on behalf of the committee, and there are members of the Charter Committee here in the public, and our Secretary, Commissioner Lister, is here via Zoom if members of the council would like to ask questions. That concludes staff presentation, and I'm happy to answer questions and also turn it over to City Attorney Young. Thank you.
So really, I just want to make sure I'm understanding what they're asking, because when I went through and I read it, it appears that they're just asking for us to actually just extend it out to, I think, December 2028. Is that it?
Yes, that is the request of the Charter Committee, and that date was chosen because the next general election is November of 2028. The council is able to choose a date or choose some other time if they prefer.
Okay, so right now, all the members of the Charter Committee, when does the term expire?
With the resolution that created this committee, the Charter Committee, with the current resolution, sunsets August 30th of this year, so at the end of this month.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions?
The attorney would like to say something.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So I did have some discussion also with the Assistant City Manager, Ms. Benz. Oh, also I want to make sure I'm clear on the record, Special Counsel, Acting Counsel Young. I did have some time to speak with Ms. Benz, and I did speak with a couple of the residents, and there were some suggested actions that the Charter Committee did want to take. However, there were two possible outcomes that the City Council would have had to go about that route and in order to do it, and we would have to hear from staff their capability to bring such an item to allow for it to come to the Charter. One would be, the proposal would be that the City Council would have to actually set another special City Council meeting sometime this week in order for that to happen, because the recommendations would be to have that item presented to the county by August 7th. And so we would have to hear from staff their capability of creating a staff report and the proposed ordinances and resolutions by that time. The other alternative, which would not be capable of happening at this time, would be the proposal of the subsequent meat item. But the reason why that item wouldn't be successful at this time is the time period of the posting of the agenda and the information that came. In order for that to be successful, you would have to learn about the item after the time of the posting of the agenda, but from what I understand, the time period of learning about it came prior to it, and so there would be an inconsistency there. So the only actual option, if the Charter Committee wanted to move forward, would be that other option that I proposed initially, which is for the City Council to have a special meeting again sometime this week. But with that, I would turn it back over to Ms. Benz and hear whether the staff would have the capability of preparing items like that within this time frame. And then I'd hear from the council whether they would have the capability again for meeting this week for those proposed items that the Charter Committee did still have.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, before you get started, Ms. Benz, I would like to just chime in. First and foremost, I just want to thank the Hammock Cove in Antigua. I am out of the country right now. They were very gracious in providing this space for me to have this meeting. At this time, the time has run out. With respect to this Charter Commission, I think it should be extended. I don't want to do anything rushed. I do not want to do that. I think putting whatever on the next ballot in 2028 would be more appropriate. The city just has a history of rushing through things and then we regret it later. So yeah, I don't want to rush on anything, and we definitely cannot have another special meeting this week. We can't do it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Bowers. As Mr. Young stated, on behalf of myself, I will professionally say I do not have the expertise or the professional capacity to take some of the items that were presented via public comment, turn that into a staff report, turn that into ballot language, get that to our controller, and get that to special counsel in order to put something out there for council to come back during this month to put on the ballot within 48 hours. So I'm trying to professionally and very eloquently say that it's not possible, but I'm happy to work on this if it's the will of the council for November and December of 2028, but that's not something that I professionally can do, and in good conscience, it would not be ethical for me to try to rush that within the next 48 hours. Thank you.
I thought it was a bit much when you had to do a start in April to now. That was my position. And in looking at it, I was just wondering, I didn't have an idea how you had planned to move forward with this, because I know starting from the beginning and trying to go all the way through to the end, that was not going to happen. And so I don't have a problem with extending it, but I'm just. But so recommendations is coming. This is what I do not understand. Recommendations is coming now, like a couple of days before.
Yes, Mayor, and just to be clear, the recommendations that were presented to special counsel were not the recommendations that were voted on and provided by the legislative body of the Charter Committee. Okay. All of our meetings are online via YouTube, and all of our recommendations were listed in the staff report that I prepared. So the recommendations that may have been shared via public comment were not voted upon and did not have the consensus of the Charter Committee.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
That explains.
No, don't leave just yet. Did I understand you to say that yesterday was their last meeting for this year?
Yes, per the staff report, the Charter Committee, based off of the guidance, the prospective guidance of the City Council, the Charter Committee, if they are extended, would start to meet again in January of 2027.
Okay, so if I'm looking at this list of the committee, their terms expire on October the 30th, 26. So I'm confused as to, because you said yesterday is their last meeting for 2026.
Correct. Yesterday is their last meeting for 2026. When the resolution to create this committee was drafted in October of 25, there was a funding component, and the fiscal impact to create the Charter Committee provided funding for their stipends and for special legal counsel to come to each meeting, which is a requirement, up through October 30th of this year. So if the will of the council is to extend the committee, I have ensured that there's funding and the fiscal impact to start the Charter Committee back up and to meet up starting in January. If it's the will of the council for the committee to meet sooner than January of 2027, that's possible too. But the reason that we chose January of 2027 is that there is a fiscal impact with the stipends to ensure that each of the commissioners are paid their stipend for 2 meetings on the first and third Monday of each month.
Okay, so what is the objection to meeting the month of August, September, and October? With October the 30th is their term expires.
No objection at all.
Okay, because they could be working. Because me personally, I don't support extending it to 2028. I will extend it to December the 31st, 2027, which gives them ample time to do all the revisions or recommend all the revisions. That's just my opinion. I think that's enough time. and I thought they would be working through the end of this year, but I see it's only 3 months left, and plus the other 12 months. So that should be sufficient time, because it looked like they've already done a lot of work. And I'm happy that the community is being involved, giving their input, you know, to make all the changes that are necessary. So that's just my comment.
Assistant City Manager Benz, have there always been 2 vacancies on the committee?
Thank you very much, Councilmember Duhart. The very second meeting of the Charter Committee, we had one of the members voluntarily resign, and then about halfway through, due to family reasons, we had a second commissioner that unfortunately had to step down. So there are 2 vacancies. If it's the will of the council, we are definitely able to continue as we're going now, but we do have 2 vacancies that I would ask the council, if the recommendation is for us to work through the summer, to, if council would be able in September to bring back, looking at putting the 2 vacants, filling the 2 vacant positions on the Charter Committee.
So would that, if they're doing okay with just, what is this, 9, then I'm for leaving those 2 vacancies vacant, because they would have to get caught up with what the committee has been doing thus far. But I think that they should be able to meet up until the end of this year, and I'm willing to go beyond to December of 2027 as well. I don't see the necessity to go for 2 years. I don't see it. I mean, it looks like they've done quite a bit of work thus far, so I don't see the need. I mean, they can come back later and say that, you know, these up to December 27 is not enough time, but right now it looks like they're doing a lot of work, and they just need to iron out some of the kinks and some of the requests that they have, so that, you know, it's fluent, and that you're not trying to put 1,500 items on the ballot.
Well, I do have to disagree, because the 2 people that's there, those are 2, well, they are my appointee, and so therefore you will either have 11 or you will cut it down to 7, and somebody else have to leave in order for me to put 2 on. So it's up to the council how they want to do it, but yes.
Madam Mayor, I would just recommend that if you have your 2 appointments, just do it expeditiously.
Okay.
And that way, maybe it won't be too hard for them to catch up, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's why I said hopefully, so perhaps maybe you could give them the 2 new members at the same time, sort of give them an overview to try to bring them up, and if you give them all the documents that's in here, that will assist them as well.
Yes, thank you. I can do that. Happy to do that.
Okay, thank you.
And they have to take the ethics training.
Yes.
Yes. In order to be sworn in for any board within the city, the appointee from the city council has to take the ethics training and the Brown Act training and provide proof to our city clerk's office. And at that point, the city clerk will then contact them to be sworn in.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Madam City Clerk.
What did we decide to do?
Yeah, are you gonna amend it, give direction? You wanna bring it back?
Yes,
How
no,
do you
we're
wanna do
going to
it?
amend it.
You're
We're
gonna
going to,
amend it?
yeah, we're going to extend it. I think the council agreed to extend it. Right now, we have, like I said, I don't mind extending it. I just didn't give a time frame for the extension, but I think we should extend it.
I'll yield to the city attorney.
Madam Mayor, for clarification, as written, the request is to extend it to December 31st, 2028. And I believe right now, the recommendation or the suggestion from 2 of the council members was to change it to 2027. That would be an amendment to the motion. And if that is unobjected to, you can adopt it as a friendly amendment, and then the motion could carry. Okay. If not, and there's an objection to that motion in any way from any members of the council, then it would require 2 votes. So I just want to make that clear on the record. So would the council like to move forward with amending the motion, Madam Mayor, or would the council prefer to move forward with the motion as it currently is written on the agenda, which is to keep it as 2028?
Amending it is fine. Amending it is fine.
Amending the motion to 2027.
Okay, so would any member of the council like to move to amend the motion to make it 2027?
So moved.
Second.
Yes, thank you. Roll call, Madam City Clerk.
Councilmember Duhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Spicer? Councilmember Bowers?
Yes.
Councilmember Darton?
Yes.
Mayor Sharif? Motion carries. Now we'll move to item, I yield to you, Mr. City Manager.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have to move to waive the order of the agenda. We need to take item 9 prior to taking item 8, and I would ask you to motion for that waiver of the order of the agenda to address item 9 before we address 8.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? Is there a second? Then I will step away from my chair and I would second the motion. Madam City Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Duhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Spicer? Councilmember Bowers?
Yes, but I'm having to step out. Yes.
Councilmember Darton?
Yes.
Mayor Sharif?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The reason we had to do that is because the items as written are basically identical, but item number 9 is an ordinance, and we have to adopt the ordinance or seek your approval or your vote to adopt the ordinance before we go on to the other matters in 8, which are associated with resolutions. So that was the purpose for the reordering. So if you like, we can go ahead and give you a staff report on item number 9 now.
Okay, thank you. Madam City Clerk, item number 9.
Madam Mayor, I meant to abstain on that item. I'm sorry. Is it too late to do that?
To do what?
I meant to abstain on item number 9.
You can abstain because it's immediately
haven't-
after the action, right, Mr. City Attorney? Can she change her vote immediately after?
Correct. That was just to have the item brought, so it's not the formal action yet.
All right, thank you.
The item is now being discussed at this time.
Okay, thank you.
It has to be amended. You need to amend it to say immediate.
So, Madam Mayor, I'm sorry. One more thing. The item does require an amendment in that the municipal, not the municipal code, the charter states that you can adopt an ordinance, but you have to, in order to make that ordinance effective immediately, which we would need to do if you want to address the resolutions and then have this submitted to the recorder, county recorder on time, then you need to make an exception and have this ordinance be effective immediately.
Okay.
I mentioned that along with the staff report so that you understand that when the action is voted on, you are voting to make it effective immediately.
Okay.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Jessica.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Honorable Mayor and distinguished council members. My name is Jessica Santiago, and I'm part of your special counsel team at with Aldershire and Winder. Today, I'll be discussing the warehouse, the proposed warehouse tax that will be submitted to the city's voters at the statewide general election to be held on November 3rd, 2026. In the materials, you will see that staff has identified approximately 16 million square feet of industrial building area. The industrial building area supports the distribution, warehousing, manufacturing, industrial storage, processing, recycling, materials handling, and truck-related operations. Specifically, staff recommends submitting a general business license tax measure on certain classifications. These include persons actively conducting or operating qualifying distribution facilities, industrial businesses, industrial businesses to include indoor outdoor manufacturing with regular large truck activity. Third, industrial storage facilities involving the regular receipt or transportation of industrial materials by large truck. And fourth, truck yards. This tax is not applicable to it's not applicable to residents, property owners, or commercial. It only applies to these 4 classifications of businesses. The ordinance is structured to, if it is submitted to the voters and passed, it will authorize a voter-authorized maximum rate of $1 per square foot of taxable area of the 4 classifications I previously mentioned. The taxable area is calculated or measured by the gross floor area and of the qualifying business and the qualifying outdoor business area that is principally and actively in use through this operation. This would exclude any vacant area, any vacant space, any inactive or idle businesses, and areas that are not related to the principal use of the business area. As a general tax, the measures would be deposited into the city's general fund and could be used for any municipal service, any municipal purpose. Since it is not a special tax, it will not be restricted or designated to any one specific purpose. Staff estimates with the 16 million square footage that I identified, this measure could bring upwards of 10 million to the city, but the final calculation of that estimated revenue is dependent on the operative rate that the city council could choose once this measure passes, and it is also dependent on how much of that 60 million square footage is included in our definition of taxable area. That square footage of 16 million is the net industrial base area square footage, so it encompasses the full facilities. It still has not been calculated to exclude areas that are not principally or actively in use of the business, which is what the ordinance would target. This tax does not have a sunset date. If passed, the ordinance labels this as a measure that will be in effect until ended by voters. To avoid any misunderstanding, this does not mean that the ordinance is permanent. This means that the voters do have the option to bring this to council, and if it goes to election, the voters can vote to end this tax. It is not permanent. The ordinance allows if the measure passes, it allows for city council to be able to establish, increase or decrease the operative rate. The voter authorized maximum rate of $1 up to $1 per square foot is the range that the voters will allow for the council to then choose, establish in the first year what that rate will be, and then any given year, the council by resolution could increase or decrease that operative rate that the businesses will be charged, as long as it is within that ceiling of up to $1. That voter authorized maximum rate of up to $1 every year automatically will be adjusted by CPI, which is the inflation metric. Every year it will go up with inflation, with the lesser of either the CPI rate or 2%. So it'll be capped at that number. If any given year the CPI does not increase, then the maximum voter authorized rate will not be affected by adjustment and will remain the same. The ordinance is also structured to allow the city council, in addition to being able to adjust that operative rate in any year, will also allow the city council the ability to put into place any exemptions, deductions, or reductions. A few items to raise for City Council consideration after discussion with staff is that if any council member were to make a motion to submit this measure to the voters, there are a couple of items that could be included in that measure to revise the ordinance. Starting with the CPI adjustment, as I mentioned, the voter authorized maximum rate will automatically be adjusted by inflation or the CPI. However, the operative rate, which is the rate that the City Council will choose for businesses, that is not automatically triggered by inflation or that CPI. So should the council consider and wish to include this, in the motion, we could revise the ordinance to also account for inflation in the operative rate and not just the voter authorized maximum rate. Second item that I would like to raise to council's attention and for consideration is that the ordinance currently excludes or exempts e-commerce facilities. The rationale behind this is that these e-commerce facilities are already subject to the city's 1% sales tax, the Bradley-Burns tax, and in its municipal code, the city has a transactions and use tax set at 1%. So the rationale here was that these e-commerce facilities are already contributing their fair share of taxes, whereas the other classifications that we listed in the ordinance are not yet. So that is the rationale behind including this exemption for e-commerce facilities. But again, council's discretion today is in their motion to revise the ordinance to either keep this e-commerce facilities or in the motion revise to remove this exemption for e-commerce facilities. Before you, you will see the election package, which consists of the first item we're discussing right now, which is the ordinance calling the election. This ordinance calls the special municipal election, submitting this measure to the voters in consolidation with the statewide general election that will take place on November 3rd, 2026. The rest of the package consists of 3 resolutions. One resolution which is requesting consolidation with that general election. This is a separate resolution per state law. It requires that it has to be in the format of a resolution. It is also requesting county election services. The second resolution sets the priorities of filing written arguments for or against this measure and directs the city attorney to prepare an impartial analysis regarding this measure. The third resolution provides for the filing of rebuttal arguments regarding this measure. That concludes my presentation for today. I am available for questions, as is Matt Cohen from my office, who is present today. Thank you.
Are there any discussions from the council?
Yes. Thank you. Madam Mayor, I'm sorry, Jessica. I have several questions. Okay. And I've received a lot of phone calls and comments regarding these 2 items. If neighboring cities do not impose a similar tax, what incentive will businesses have to choose Compton over those jurisdictions?
As the staff report lays out, staff input provided the prime location that the city of Compton has. It is nearby ports. It is nearby prime areas that these businesses require. That is one of the biggest selling points here that the city is used. Their roads are used for the purpose of these businesses, and as the staff report lays out in the pavement management plan, we can see the effect that this has had on the city's roads. So in response to that question, it's about the location that the city has, that this is why businesses need Compton.
Yeah, but if another city that's near, like Long Beach or Carson, Paramount, if they don't have a similar tax, how would we entice businesses to come here as opposed to going to those other cities?
The ordinance allows for city council discretion to, at any given rate, increase, reduce the operative rate. It also allows the council to input any reductions as well. So should there be any specific businesses that have an issue or having any obstacles with this, the council would be able to further address this in the operative rate and appease.
And how would this measure affect future economic development efforts?
We worked with the Community Development Office of the city, and this is something we see as generating upwards of 10 million to the city, depositing this into the city's general fund for municipal purposes. The amount was actually calculated by our consultants that are working with the Community Development Office to prepare the 5-year strategic plan. This is something that we see as being beneficial to help the city have the funds to further access the programs and plans that we are strategically preparing for.
See, this city pays a lot in taxes, period. And although I know this is the industrial area, what's going to keep them from leaving? I mean, they're already paying high taxes, and now you're imposing another $1 per square foot. What's going to keep them here? What's going to keep them from leaving like, oh, Compton, they're too high. You know, let me leave. Let me go someplace else. And it may not be Carson, it may not be Long Beach, it may not be Paramount, it might be Linwood. I don't know. But how are we going to keep them here? What incentive are we giving these businesses to stay here?
Thank you, Council Member. Again, the staff report lays out how opportunistic the location of Compton is for these businesses, how important it is. And should certain businesses have problems, have economic difficulty, or any other obstacles that that this tax would discourage them from, if this is passed by the voters, City Council will be able to address those concerns of those businesses by either decreasing the operative rate or putting into place any exemptions, any reductions, any deductions to be able to support these businesses and be able to address those concerns.
Have the local business owners or industrial property owners been consulted about the potential impacts?
This ordinance only targets the 4 classifications that I had outlined. It only concerns distribution facilities, industrial businesses, industrial storage facilities, and truck yards. So we did not receive any, as far as I'm aware, we did not receive any feedback from any local business owners, mostly, I believe, because this tax does not apply to them. It would only apply to these ones that I
So we have not reached out to them. Is that what I'm hearing? That we did not reach out to them?
No, ma'am. No. Thank you. No, we did not specifically reach out to any businesses.
So how did Prologis, whoever called in, there was a letter, I think, that the city clerk read. Was it from them?
Yes.
And so how did they get wind of this then?
Well, it was not because we reached out to them, but they followed the agendas, I assume.
Okay, and I know
they probably followed the agenda, or someone called.
And I know that there is no sunset date, which is the same thing with Measure P. And the citizens, including myself, was sold a bill of sales, a bill of goods, whatever you want to call it, when we were passing the Measure P. And Measure P doesn't have a sunset date. It goes into the general fund, so it's used sporadically. It's used for everything. But when it was presented, it was to fix the streets. And that's what I'm understanding this to be, to fix the streets. But it's going to the general fund, meaning that it's going to get spent any and every way. It might be spent on salaries, I don't know, but I'm just not happy with it. But I'm not going to keep belaboring this behind the questions that I have, but I just want to make this statement. I do support investing in our roads, public safety, and infrastructure. However, I want to ensure we are not creating policies that discourage business investment or reduce our long-term tax base. Before asking voters to approve a business tax, I would like to better understand its potential impact on business retention, job creation, and Compton's economic competitiveness. And that concludes the questions
Your
that
questions?
I have, Madam
Okay,
Mayor.
thank you. Thank you, Councilwoman. Are there any other discussion?
Yes. I'm concerned too about the same situation with Measure P, that it was slated for roads and it's been spent on everything else. The language in this current item, I'm concerned about, no sunset clause, the letter that the company that the city clerk read regarding one of the industrial companies, they have some very valid points in their letter. The other thing is, what are other businesses saying? And I'm afraid that businesses will leave Compton, and this may shoot us in the foot. I think it needs more research. I think this is a rush, and we have the 2028 election to put this sort of item on. I think more work needs to go into this. Hello?
Are there any other? Councilman Bowers, I'm having a little bit of problem hearing you. And what was your question? Will you please repeat?
Am I clear now? I said I'm concerned about this because of the same thing that happened with Measure P. It was stated that it was going to be for roads and money's been spent on everything else. I'm concerned about the businesses. Did we reach out to the businesses? I'm concerned about this survey that was done. How are these people picked? How many people were surveyed? There's some questions about this particular item, and I think it's being rushed to put on this agenda. I think a little more work needs to go into this, and I fear that businesses may leave Compton if they're taxed more. Thank you.
Thank you,
Councilwoman Dodd.
Councilmember.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
I guess I have a few comments. First of all, the City Clerk, I have a question for you. So if the voters, if we decide to place it on the ballot, do you have approximate cost, what it would cost to have it put on the November 3rd ballot for the voters to vote on?
I don't have the exact cost, but the last ballot measure, I think, was like $245,000.
Okay.
And it depends on the number of measures that you have as to what the cost will be.
I see. Okay, thank you. I wish I had thought to ask you that earlier. That way you
I would have given you the exact number.
Yeah, you could have reached out. Yeah, but I just thought of that just since we've been in the meeting here. Now, the difference in this tax and Measure P is a sales tax on goods that we purchase. So this tax will be just for the warehouses, and et cetera. And if it goes to the voters and it's approved, it can also start out at 25 cents a square foot. Is that correct?
That is correct. And just to clarify the purpose of tonight's item, this is to submit to the voters this measure. Today, the council is not asked to set that operative rate, that tax to the businesses. That will be a decision that the council will have the discretion to discuss if the measure passes. The council will then revisit this item and set that operative rate with up to that ceiling up to $1. So today, that is not the decision that council needs to make. It's to submit this to the voters for them to decide and vote on this item in the November election.
Yeah. And I am also concerned about the impact on the retention of businesses here in the city with additional taxes. But like I say, if it's a small amount, it may work. I don't know. And as they always say, you know, we pay so many taxes, and which is true, but this will not be on any residential increases in any taxes. This will be specifically for the warehousing and et cetera. And I think you mentioned something about the yards where they have the trucking yards, and they do a lot in tearing up our streets, you know, when they're traveling. And I don't think we get any taxes right now from all the trucking facilities. There's a big one there on Central and Greenleaf, I believe. So this would be taxing those facilities. Am I correct?
That is correct, Councilmember Darden. And I would just like to add one more point to address an earlier concern that these companies have not been either reached out to or have not provided any comments aside from the letter that the Madam Clerk read regarding Prologis. One of the resolutions that is included in this election package lays out the priorities for filing written arguments, which means that these businesses that will be affected by the tax will be able to submit a written argument against this measure, and that will be included in the ballot whenever any city voter is ready to cast their vote. They will be able to see what the measure is, any argument that any company submitted against this measure, as well as any arguments submitted in favor of this measure. And similarly, those parties will be able to see each other's arguments. And then the third resolution allows for rebuttal arguments. So the authors of those two written arguments will then be able to rebut the other side's argument and submit another argument. So that will be another opportunity for them to not just address City Council during a meeting, we'll be able to address the city's voters as they review this item in the November election.
And I would hope that if this moves forward, that we would have workshops and so we can educate the community and explain to them exactly what is happening. You know, so that's very important to have a clear understanding of what these taxes would be. And we could start out at 5 cents a square foot. I'm just saying. Of course, $1 sounds good, but that's the ceiling. But I mean, we could start it out where it wouldn't be a big impact on the companies and facilities.
Are there any other discussion?
Mr. City Attorney, they'll have to waive the reading of the ordinance, the first reading.
Yeah, so the council would have to make a motion to do so, to waive the reading.
Before doing so, I would just also like to add in, earlier in my presentation, I mentioned 2 items that should any council member like to include in their motion to revise the ordinance. There are 2 items that we were in discussion with staff after publishing this item on the agenda. 2 items that could revise the ordinance. One being that currently the ordinance is written that the voter authorized maximum rate will be automatically adjusted every year with inflation at the lesser of either 2% or the CPI rate in any given year. So one revision would be to also make the operative rate, which is the rate that the City Council has a discretion to choose, to also be automatically adjusted by inflation, instead of it coming every year to the City Council to approve by resolution to increase it with inflation. That's separate from either increasing or decreasing the rate with the up to $1 voter authorized maximum rate. The second item that council may consider is the exemption to e-commerce facilities. Today, the council could also revise the ordinance to either remove that exemption, otherwise it can remain in the ordinance.
So there were 2 proposed alternatives as amendments that could substitute what's currently written in the document. There's 2 proposed options. One is to include the e-commerce instead of having the exemption, and then the other is with respect to the adjustment for CPI. That's what she's referring to. And aside from that, the additional motion we were referring to is if the council wants to move forward with the motion, either way with the amendments or not, we can also waive the reading of the ordinance. So that's another additional thing the council should decide. I don't mean to confuse the council. That's a lot of information at once, so forgive me. But one option, I guess we should pose that now, is would the council like to move forward with perhaps amending this, or would the council like to proceed with voting on it as written?
Okay. With the vote, with the council, what's the pleasure of the council? Is do you want to just vote on it as it is now, or would you prefer to vote on it with the amendment? Is that the question? Yeah.
Yes, that's correct, Mayor.
Okay. Is it?
Just to be clear, I understood you to say that the e-commerce, they already pay 1% for the business license and another permit or something?
They're already subject to the 1% sales tax and the city's 1% transactions and use tax that is in the city's municipal code.
Okay.
That was the rationale behind exempting e-commerce facilities.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I have a question. So if e-commerce is subject to the 1% sales tax, you're telling me that the rest of the business that we're looking at is not subject to that 1% sales tax?
That's correct. They're not subject to that.
Oh.
The other four classifications that are in the
The other
ordinance.
classification that we're referring to?
They are the distribution facilities, industrial businesses, industrial storage facilities, and truck yards. They are not subject. I'm not sure if I misunderstood your question.
Yes, the other question is this. So the 1% sales tax that we have,
Madam Mayor, can we cast this vote? I really need to go now. I mean, I'm holding these people up here, and they've been very gracious with me. And this seems to keep dragging on and on.
Okay. Okay. Then which would you prefer?
To vote.
Council? Huh?
I don't want to rescind, I don't want to change the ordinance or whatever. I just want to vote on this thing. I've already expressed in my discussion how I feel about it. I want to move on. Just dragging it on and on let's vote, please.
I'm asking a question. You have to leave. I'm asking you a question so that you can possibly get on. So I'm asking you, what is your desire? If you desire to leave it as it is, or make an amendment.
You can leave it as it is.
Oh, okay.
So is that the pleasure of the council?
Is that the pleasure of the council, Councilwoman Duhart? He made a motion. Is there a second?
Before you can vote on it, you have to waive the reading.
Correct. We have to move to waive the reading of the ordinance.
Okay, so we have to make a motion to waive the reading of the ordinance.
I make a motion to waive the reading of the ordinance.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
That's
just to waive the reading?
Yes.
Okay.
Councilmember Duhart? Waiving
Just to waive it.
Yes.
Councilmember Spicer? Councilmember Bowers?
Yes.
Councilmember Darden?
Yes.
Mayor Sharif?
Yes, yes.
Okay, now we move to vote on item number 9 with the amendment that says it will take effect immediately. Is there a motion?
Is there a motion?
So move.
Is there a second?
Is there a second?
Madam City Clerk, the motion dies up for a second.
Fails for lack of a second.
Lack of a second.
So item number 8 is a mute issue, right? The ordinance had to pass prior to. those items.
It did, but item number 8 still requires a vote.
Okay. We move to item number 8.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? Madam City Clerk, item number 8 dies for lack of a second.
Okay, we have the second part of item number 8. There were 3 parts to item
Okay.
number 8.
No, to item number 8. Okay. Is there a motion? The second part of item number 8? No motion.
Fails for lack of a motion.
Yeah.
Then the third part of item number 8.
Is there a motion for the third part of item number 8?
Fails for lack of a motion. Now we move to council comments.
We start with Councilwoman from District 4.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yesterday, there was a serious traffic collision near Santa Fe Avenue and Murr Street in District 4. Reminds us that our city streets should never become high-speed corridors. According to the initial reports, a pursuit involving a reported stolen vehicle ended in a collision with 2 other vehicles near both a charter school and the headquarters of the public school district. Excessive speed is one of the greatest contributors to severe traffic injuries and fatalities. In neighborhoods where families walk, children attend school, and residents travel to work and local business, even a few seconds of reckless driving can have a devastating consequence. The city should continue evaluating speeding concerns on major corridors through regular speed studies, increased enforcement, improved traffic engineering, and etc. Last week, a member of the public made a statement, commented that the landscaping on the newly constructed Wilmington Avenue there was a lot of weeds, and they made the statement that John Strickland in the Public Works Engineering Division should be ashamed of himself. So I just want the public to know that Mr. Strickland's duties and responsibilities are for designing the RFP and et cetera. The maintenance of all medians, parks, et cetera, is done by Public Works Department. So I just wanted to make that clear so that we don't be making misunderstanding, you know. So like I say, the Public Works Street Maintenance Division safeguards the city's transportation infrastructure through proactive maintenance, preventive preservation, rapid response to roadway hazards, and continuous improvement of streets, sidewalks, traffic control devices, and public right-of-ways. On Thursday, July the 30th, 2026, I attended the monthly business mixer coordinated by the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce. This was a very well-attended meeting, and the material presented was very informative. The LA South Chamber of Commerce joined the presentation with information about certifying your business for the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. The Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce offers an excellent PowerPoint presentation that illustrated the beautiful vision for possible upgrades the city can pursue to ensure the city looks and functions as a very hospitable place for visitors and residents. On Saturday, August the 1st, I attended the Making It Good in the Hood Ministries at Glory Brown Missionary Baptist Church. This was a community affair. Thank you to Rodney Andrews for the invitation, and Compton surely benefited from the highly positive family-centered event held in District 4. Just as a reminder, as always, please contact Republic for bulky items pickup. You must call them 48 hours in advance to let them know what items that you're going to be putting out, and their number is 800-299-4898. Again, please call Republic to put out your bulky items, and you can put out 6 items per quarter, 4 times a year. Again, that phone number you must call is 800-299-4898. The Los Angeles County Household Hazards and Electronic Waste Collection Program offers a free, convenient way to responsibly dispose of items that don't belong in the regular trash. Website, cleanla.lacounty.gov. I would like to wish Mr. Billy D. Chase a happy 80th birthday. He had a celebration this past Saturday. He is a business owner here in the city for many, many years and has made a lot of contributions to our city. So happy 80th birthday, Mr. Billy D. Chase. Also, I'd like to wish my nephew his 50th birthday is today, and his name is Jason Chappelle. So, and I want to remind the community that we, the mayor and the city council, we are working to build a better Compton. And I want you to remember that this is your city, your voice, and it's our future. So thank you, Madam Mayor. That concludes my remarks.
Councilwoman from District 1, Councilwoman Duhart.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. On Saturday, August 1st, my office attended More Than Success Prevention and basketball clinic held at Ludus Park. This event, and I'm looking for the guy's name, I know it's Hamilton, was hosted by Mr. Hamilton, his name is David Hamilton, and DeMar DeRozan was also there in attendance. And it was a really nice event. It included, they had skill sets for the girls as well as the boys. The event went all the way until, I believe it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This evening, Compton Sheriff Station will be hosting their annual National Night Out event from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Gateway Town Center, located at 101 Wilmington, where Home Depot and Target is, the parking lot. National Night Out is a wonderful opportunity to strengthen the relationship between law enforcement and the community. I encourage all Compton residents to come out with their families, meet your local deputies, and take part in this free community celebration. And in closing, I'd like to thank you all for coming out this evening. Your presence, input, and commitment to speaking up and working together helps strengthen our community and move our city forward. You are the eyes and ears of the community, and your voice matters to me. And in closing, always remember to eat, shop, and buy in Compton, a safe, clean, and friendly city. And I thank you for that shout out. That concludes my comments, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Lewis, I do appreciate you being in the meeting, but first of all, we don't shout out in the meeting, and we don't talk from the audience. Thank you. Announcements, the LA County Department of Arts and Culture grant is open. The LA County Department of Arts and Culture will be hosting a grants virtual open house on Wednesday, August the 5th, 2026 at 11 a.m. This webinar will explore many grant programs the Department of Arts and Cultures have coming for organizations to apply for. To register, please go to Eventbrite and search events under LA County Department of Arts and Culture. Mr. City Manager, is that I spoke with you, I think Monday. Today is Tuesday, yeah, Monday. And I was, because someone had mentioned to me about the new Wilmington Arms, the gate was broken. And could we have someone from our public safety department maybe send them a letter and have them to make sure that the gate is secure? Because right now, that's probably a safety issue. And so if we have that done, I really would appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah, because it has been a month has passed since the tragic shooting on the 4th of July. I'm deeply concerned that this gate remains broken, leaving the complex completely open and families incredibly vulnerable to outside threats. So thank you if you get that done. Under Compton Municipal Code and the California Civil Code, Section 1941-1, property owners are legally obligated to maintain secure building grounds and keep their premises safe for residents. This current state of the property is a direct violation of our safety standards. As mayor, it is always my goal to do whatever I can to keep our residents safe. Please, thank you. In looking at our budget every year, I questioned the past city manager in regards to how do we start with a reserve, start positioning ourselves to have some type of reserve as far as our budget is concerned. I know that we may have to take another look at our budget probably in September. So Mr. Grooms, could you take a look to see how, maybe give us some strategies as to how we can start preparing ourselves to start building a reserve here in the city?
Yes, we'll take a look at that.
Okay, thank you. Lastly, Mr. Grooms, I would like to request more information on what the city can use the budget overages funds for according to our city treasurer's report. Do the city already have plans to allocate these funds to specific city needs? And if so, what are those needs that we're looking at? Because the treasury report, I think we had a little over $1 million plus $2 or something. I'm just wondering where we are. If you could just tell us what those funds can be used for, if we are using those funds.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. This past weekend, I had the opportunity alongside Anthony Anderson's son, Nate Anderson, to present Anthony the Jackie Robinson's Community Trailblazer Award for his remarkable career and the community pride he carries with him throughout his career. I want to thank you, Anthony Anderson, for always showcasing the best of Compton. And I also had the opportunity this weekend to celebrate our long-standing Compton business owner, Bill Chase, on his 80th birthday. Again, Bill Chase, your celebration is well-deserved. I would like to thank our General Service Department for the amazing job they are doing and for providing good customer service to our residents. My office recently received a call from a senior just praising the excellent customer service they receive from Public Works employees. So thank you on a job well done. Just wanted to thank you to the staff for getting the Olympics Committee moving forward. Yesterday was the first meeting, and everyone looked excited to get things moving. I want to thank all the members of the Olympic Committee for coming out and really just being enthusiastic and sharing what they're concerned with their thoughts. Thank you so much. I am so excited to invite you to our 7th annual Back to School giveaway on August 8th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Gonzalez Park. There will be free backpacks, supplies, free haircuts, and braid stylists for kids, free food, music, games, and a good time. Special thanks to Hub City Apples and all the other partners that made this possible. Looking ahead, my office will continue advocating for resources, strengthening partnerships, and ensuring Compton has a strong voice at every table. In closing, I want to thank you to our residents for staying engaged and to our council colleagues and city staff for their continued collaboration. Together, we will keep moving Compton forward. Have a great evening. and we will see you again in September. And that first meeting is, oh, it's not here. First meeting in September? September 1st. See you again in September, on September the 1st. Thank you, and you guys have a great evening. And also, we'll be off for my 30-day period, so I hope all of you enjoy your time as well.
You need a motion to adjourn.
Need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Madam City Clerk.
Councilmember Duhart,
Yes.
Councilmember Spicer, Councilmember Bowers, Councilmember Darden,
Yes.
Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
You adjourn at 5:03 PM.